Have you ever been to California? What about Tennessee? Those two states are the topic of today's video. I am going to be contrasting and comparing and being as honest as I can about what it's been like for my family and I to move out here to Middle Tennessee from living in California my entire life, my kids' entire life, and my wife, she was born and raised there also. Almost 40 years of California experience, then coming out here to Tennessee has brought some surprises, some interest, and I'm going to talk about all of those things. The pros, the cons, what it's been like, what we don't like. I could go on and on. You get the drift. We should get into the video now before I lose you. This video is going to be a doozy. Okay, so I thought the simplest way to go about this video was to break down a pros and cons list from each state from my perspective. So I'm gonna start with California. I'm gonna start with the pros, the things we love about California, because here's the quick thing about California. We didn't move there because we hated everything about the state. I've discovered, especially since moving out of the state, that most people who despise California are people who have either never been there at all or have been there once and they went to like LA and they base their entire view of California on that one experience or what they hear from other people. California is an incredible state. Pros about California. Number one is the beauty. It is, in my opinion, and I would say by far, the most beautiful state in the country. And I've been to all of them except for Alaska, Hawaii, and South Dakota. I realize you can argue this fact, but I don't. California is gorgeous. I had a friend, he described California as a symphony, whereas other states are a single note. There are other states that are beautiful, drop dead gorgeous, but for the most part, they're that single note. Whereas California is a symphony, in that it doesn't just have one beautiful area, one type of beautiful scenery. It has everything you could think of. You have tropical areas, you have deserts, you have mountains, snow, oceans, rocky, beaches, foggy coastlines, Napa Valley, the California redwoods. I could go on and on and on. This could be a long video. I've got to quicken this up. Another one, California is just a cool state. If you don't know what I mean, you've never lived there, it's fine. The design of the state, the fashion, if you're into that, the cars you see, the towns, the signage, the colors, it's a cool place. The food is, I think, as good as you can get anywhere. You go to Napa, you can eat at practically any restaurant, and it'll likely be the best food you've ever had. I also personally love the history of creativity, film, and entertainment. You can look at that in a very negative way today, but in general, I'm gonna take my glasses off now just because, it's cooler. Now it's California. California has been the hub of innovation for a long, long time. You can say whatever you want about California today. I mean, we left, obviously. I'm gonna get into that. But innovators and dreamers have been drawn to California for a very long time. Really, since the mass migration to California during the gold rush, people have been drawn to California for something special. Another thing that might surprise you is that I actually like the people in California. I'm gonna get to the cons of the people because there are cons, but one thing about Californians is that the majority of them love the outdoors. They generally live very active lives. They're always doing something, going somewhere, whether it's skiing or surfing or, whatever it is, people are active in California and use the great weather and the beautiful locations to their advantage. People are always doing something. They're always going places and enjoying the state. And I really like that active sort of lifestyle. It's not active just to fill up your days and be busy. It's active being outside, enjoying the state. The state is an outdoor enthusiast playground. With that comes a general healthy lifestyle in California. When we used to watch TV shows about how fat people are in the US and how bad their diets were, we're kind of like, yeah, we get that, kind of, but is it really that bad? We didn't really see it. And we realized once we left California that, it's a real big deal in other states. California has its own fair share, of course, but in general, I think because people are drawn to the outdoor lifestyle, the food is fresh, people in general are very healthy in California compared to other states we visited. I only have two left, one being the weather. It's obvious, the weather's really, really good. The second is the different people you can meet there. I remember my wife and I lived in Monterey for a while, and you could go down to Cannery Row and hear what felt like every language in the world being spoken because there were people from all over the world visiting there. You might find that annoying. I thought it was pretty cool. As you can tell, I love California, but we left it for a reason, which brings me to the cons of California. Number one is, take this for what you want. It's the politics. It's really what everything gets connected to, is just the decisions that have been made there by the politicians in California. This is not a political video at all. It is just the facts of how the place has been trashed and destroyed because of
The left.
a left-wing agenda. Some people say that. I won't say that though. I don't want to offend you. With the politics came what I listed here as taxes, fees, and red tape for everything. You felt like you didn't even own your land because in a lot of places you couldn't even choose to chop down a tree without getting a permit. You couldn't use your wood stove. You can't even use your generators. PG&E ran the utilities in our area. They gave us electricity, and they would shut down our power at least 5 to 10 to 12 times through the summer. And then you get a generator because you're like, well, at least we'll get a generator. And then they're like, no, you can't have generators anymore. This is California, and those aren't environmentally safe, so can't run those. Stuff like that, constantly. It brought about a lack of freedom. You couldn't do what you wanted. You had to do what the state wanted you to do. And they had a lot of rules and regulations for you to follow, and more to come. More all the time. With those came more money, more taxes, more expenses. A little insane. Another thing was the homeless. Homeless are pretty much everywhere in California. Feels like they have more rights. I mean, it doesn't really feel that way. It's true in many ways that they have a lot more rights than you do as a tax-paying citizen in California. You might get a ticket for parking your car in the wrong area while there's someone shooting up heroin right next to you. And the cop's like, yeah, whatever, we can't do anything with them. They're privileged citizens. Another thing about California is that it is packed. There are so many stinking people there. Even in areas that we used to go to get away from the crowds, that were quiet, kind of hidden gems, there's no hidden gems anymore. Everything's packed. Traffic is insane going practically anywhere. And the state in many places is just dirty. Like you drive down the highway and there's just trash everywhere. Probably because there's so many homeless. And also just people who won't clean it up. Because even though the state, at least used to, earn more money than any other state, the money rarely got used for anything useful. You would think like, shouldn't we have like really pretty, beautiful highways? I mean, a lot of people here earn a lot of money. But no, they're trash. Garbage, literally garbage everywhere. Okay, I could keep going on and on about the pros or the cons of California because there's many of both. Fix that shirt. Well, howdy. I'm editing this video right now, and this video it's long. And I decided to cut it into 2 parts. So this section that you just watched on why we left California is part 1, which then leads into why we moved to Tennessee, what we love about Tennessee, what we have discovered we don't like about Tennessee. But that's going to be in part 2 of this video. So that's going to close out this portion. The next part will come out, I can't say for sure because I leave for vacation tomorrow. If I have time, I'm going to get the second part edited and it'll be up tomorrow. And if I don't, then that means I didn't have time. I'm so sorry. Which means it'll be out next week. So it'll either come out tomorrow after this video or in a week. All right, that's it. If you haven't already, make sure you do all the things that YouTube wants you to do. Thumbs up, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, what the heck? Become one of us. Subscribe to this channel, it's very important. No, it's not, but let's be friends. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. Are you still there? Wait. I'm sorry. I am trying to grow this channel tremendously as much as I can. One way I'm doing that, I'm starting this new campaign. I'm calling it the Campaign for Order of Man. Basically, I'm trying to get on the Order of Man podcast or just do a collab, some kind of video with Order of Man. So if you don't mind going over to Order of Man, either YouTube or podcast, whatever you want, just email, I don't care. Just send, if you could, this is a big ask, I know, but if you could somehow send a message saying, hey, you should have Suburban Pilgrims on your show, it'd be a good interview. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm trying this for the next couple of weeks, trying to get as many people as I can to send them a message, and then I'm going to send a message, like a video message, kind of pitch about hey, I'm new, I'm a small channel, I've just switched directions of the channel, I'm trying to grow it. I would love to, get on your show. For selfish reasons, of course. To grow my channel, but he might be interested, who knows. Anyways, if you wouldn't mind doing that, I would greatly appreciate it. And since I'm already asking you for a bunch of things, if you'd like to give me money to help me be able to do YouTube full-time sooner than later, that'd be awesome. You can go to my Patreon, it's in the link below this video. and support me there. And those of you who have signed up to become patrons, I couldn't believe how many people did it the other day. I was like literally blown away. I can't tell you how much I truly, authentically appreciate that. It means a ton to me. I don't care if you're giving $1 a month. It means so much to me. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Goodbye.